Rachel.
And today we wanted to make a video about housing. It can tend to be very confusing, so today we're going to break it down for you.
We're going to start by going through each of the neighborhoods and some of the pros and cons of living in each one, and then we'll look at some more specific signing up for housing
and other tips.
So first we're going to start with North neighborhood. That includes Abbott, Campbell, Gilchrist, Landon, Mason, Mayo, Phillips, Snyder, Williams, and Yakeley. All of these dorms are community-style bathrooms and they're single or double rooms. They are home. North neighborhood is home to the music, living, learning community, and it also has lots of honors option living environments. Yakeley is a female-only building. Williams Hall is a resident hall apartment that requires no dining plan, while the rest of them all need a dining plan. Some of the pros of North neighborhood is that they are the beautiful older buildings of campus, the more traditional style. They're closer to the MSU Union as well as the Olin Health Center and Grand River. They also have two pretty popular food courts in Snai-Fi and one in Landon. The library is located near North neighborhood as well as IM Circle. In North, there's more singles offered than in the other neighborhoods if that's something that interests you. And like I said, it's home to the music living learning community as well as the honors living community. Some of the cons are that there's only one bus route through North neighborhood and it's kind of far from central campus where most of your classes will be. So if you're not someone who wants to walk or bike everywhere, that might not be the best decision. The buildings are kind of old, which means some of them don't have elevators, which can be a little difficult on the day-to-day life as well as on move-in day. And the rooms in North are a bit smaller, especially those on the top floor because there's slanted ceilings that you don't find in the other buildings.
So next we'll be moving into Brody, which consists of Armstrong, Bailey, Bryan, Butterfield, Emmons, and Rather Hall. Some general information can be that these are all community-style bathrooms as well and have single and double style rooms. This is a very popular living community because they are the newest dorms. They're slightly bigger than the other dorms. They are the closest to Greek life, which can be a pro or a con, depending on the person. Their food court is massive and very popular, and they have fairly good bus routes that run pretty quickly and efficiently. The cons of living in Brody are that they're pretty far from classes. You really have to take a bus to any educational building. And the Brody cafeteria is full of the general public since most people really only go there for food.
So next we're going to talk about River Trail. Some pros of River Trail is that it's close to the bus station, it's near the center of campus, which means it'll be near all of your classes. It's also close to the business pavilion. Some cons are that it can be very busy. People obviously are in the middle of campus a lot for classes, so the Shaw cafeteria especially gets really busy during the day because so many people stop in there in between classes. And these dorms as well as apartments in this neighborhood are also typically only available for sophomores and older. They fill up really quickly. First, there's McDonald Hall, which is a suite style dorm with singles and doubles. And it's part of the residential business program and living learning community. There's also music practice rooms located within McDonald. Then there's Shaw, which is right across from the CATA bus station, right in the middle of campus. There are single rooms, doubles, triples, and quads in Shaw. There's community-style bathrooms. In the basement, there's a fairly large fitness room. There's music practice rooms, a large computer lab, as well as just general meeting rooms in the basement. Owen Hall's a little bit different. It's an ideal spot for grad students, professional students, or undergraduate upperclassmen who want to live in a community that's a little bit more concentrated on studies rather than other events on campus. All of the rooms in Owen are singles, and it's also home to the allergen-free Thrive Dining Hall. Dining plan is not needed to live in Owen, and there are a few different terms that you can live on at Owen that we've included in our doc that is linked below if you're interested in Owen down the line. There's also suite style bathrooms and music practice rooms in Owen. Finally, in River Trail, there's Van Hoosen Hall, which is an apartment style residence hall that it's available only to women of sophomore status or above, and you have to have a minimum GPA of 2.2 to live there. It also has a community building for social events, and there's laundry facilities in the building. Again, you don't need a dining plan, and the apartment can house anywhere between 1 and 4 people, and it's also air conditioned.
So next we'll be hopping into East, which includes Acres, Holmes, and Hubbard Hall. These can be single, double, and quad style rooms, which have suite style bathrooms, and the Holmes Hall houses the Lyman Briggs College. Some pros of East can include there are lots of bus routes that pass through here, including the main routes, which are 31 and 30. Most freshmen do end up in East, so you can make friends with people in your classes and people that are going through very similar experiences to you. There's also I Am East, which is a large workout facility you can pay a membership to. It's close to a strip mall, which includes Pizza House and a couple other stores, which is within walking distance, and there's a large Sparty's market in Hubbard that allows you to get warm meals with your combos. The cons of East are that it's far away from most things such as sporting events, Grand River, and Greek life, so any sort of social aspects of college are pretty far away from East. There's also just a general stigma or a trend to just not like East when you're at MSU. It's not that bad, but it is a trend, so you'll get a lot of hate for living there. The dorms are pretty small, but it varies depending on where you are. And getting to and from campus on the weekends is tough because buses or the normal bus routes don't run on the weekends, and the weekend buses are few and far between, so you need to block out like 45 minutes to an hour to get to a place that you could probably walk to in 30 minutes. And then also we have some pictures of friends that we had that lived in East, and we'll go ahead and throw those on the screen. These are just what their dorms looked like and what yours could look like if you are in Holmes or Hubbard.
Last but not least is South Neighborhood, where we both lived our freshman year. So in South Neighborhood, there's Case, Holden, Wilson, and Wonders. All of them have single and double rooms and they're suite style bathrooms. Case and Wonders house a lot of the athletes. Case and Wonders also houses a lot of the Army ROTC program. And Case also houses the James Madison program, so Case fills up very quickly.
And Wilson houses the engineering community, which is what I was part of.
So some of the pros of South Neighborhood is that it's close to all the sporting events, really close to Breslin, the stadium, and MUN. There's lots of buses that go through South, so you can pretty much get wherever you need with those buses. But you're also within walking distance of the center of campus, as well as where most of your classes will be. You're also near I Am West. And in the basement of Wonders, there's also a super cool movie theater, and Holden has a large engagement center. Also in Wonders, there's a gym called Wonder Bodies, where there's a lot of cardio, as well as weight machines.
And while we may be a little bit biased since we lived in South, there are very few cons to living in South. But one of the biggest things is that anytime there's a game day, it's pretty much always busy. Tailgating is super big and fills up the entirety of South Campus, so it can be difficult if your parents are visiting on a weekend or if you're just trying to get things done and there's lots of things going on. And hand in hand with this is that in the fall, the band practices outside in South Campus. So if you have a hard time like focusing, it can be very loud and disruptive. We love the band, but they are very loud, so that can definitely be a disruption if you're trying to get work done. And we're also going to include some pictures of our dorms in South Neighborhood so you can get kind of an idea of what Wonders and Wilson look like. Last but not least in the neighborhoods are the on-campus apartments, which includes the 1855 Place apartments and the University Village apartments. There are apartments which can be 1, 2, or 4 people apartments, as well as townhouses and family housing through 1855, which just means that you're split up on multiple floors. The pros to living in the apartments, which we can both attest to since we both lived there our sophomore year, was that the rent is factored into your tuition payments, so everything you can pay right at the same time, and if you get any scholarships, that can also go towards your housing. Everybody gets their own room, which is super nice if you want your own space. There's 1 bathroom to every 2 people, so if you're in a 2-person apartment, you get 1 bathroom, 4 people, 2 bathrooms. It's a 10-month lease, which is pretty rare in East Lansing. Most places try to rope you in for the full year, but this is 10 months, so you don't pay for June or July. 1855 is very new, so everything is very up to date and you get a very modern kitchen and living situation, as well as the main engagement center or the 1855 Place building, which has a Starbucks, a spirit shop, a Sparty's market, and the ticket office for sporting events. It's also right across the street from the Breslin Center, so if you do like basketball, it's right there for you.
Some of the cons are that you're kind of far away from your classes and there's sketchy bus routes to get you to the middle of campus. There's not a lot of initiative to enforce rules, which means that it can be loud. It's typically only open to sophomores and above because it's pretty hard to find a spot since as the apartments get older, more and more people are excited to live there. So now we just have some general housing information and some tips and tricks.
All of your on-campus housing will be done through the LiveOn website, which is liveon.msu.edu, which you can look into neighborhood tours and all sorts of things through that website.
So to sign up for housing, you're given a time slot and a day, and here's some pictures of what it looks like when you're going to select your housing.
People in specialized housing select first, so that could be James Madison, Lyman Briggs, engineering, etc. If you're in one of these communities, take advantage of this. You will most likely not get your first choice if you wait, but there is a drawback in that you can only live with people who are also part of this community.
The honors and quiet floors are an option, but they don't really matter because you don't get anything special from living on them. Quiet floors are rarely enforced. The only real benefit is that if you're on an honors floor, you're living among other people in the honors college.
Most likely, again, you won't be receiving your first choice living space right away, but they do open a certain amount of dorms each selection day in order to kind of stagger who's living in each neighborhood. If you're really pining for a certain neighborhood like Brody or South, it's best to just wait it out and continue to check, honestly, almost hourly every single day till a room opens up.
Starting this fall of 2021, you're gonna have to live on campus for 2 years.
And going with this, housing sign up for the next year starts in mid to late October, so explore the neighborhoods early so you can decide where you want to live for the next year. Part of the reason we included the apartments and several other living communities in this video.
Most of the neighborhoods have small free gyms with cardio equipment. Some have a few weight machines, but you can also pay for a membership at IM East, IM West, and IM Circle for access to free weights, pools, and court usage. The gyms within the neighborhoods are free and you don't have to live in the building to use the gym. There's printers and small computer labs in every neighborhood. You might not have one in your building, but there will definitely be one within walking distance if you need one, so don't feel stressed about to buy a printer for your room.
Traditional dorms come with 2 loftable twin XL beds, 2 desks with 2 chairs, 2 places that you can store clothing in, whether it be a dresser or a closet, and the on-campus apartments are fully furnished, so the living room and kitchen all come with the appliances that you would need.
Every dorm room has free laundry rooms in the basement that are totally free for your use.
But make sure to set a timer because people will come steal your laundry.
It's true.
Almost all dorms have small study rooms as well as lounges that you can take advantage of.
If you're living in the dorms, you're required to have a meal plan. So I'm just going to do a simple breakdown of what those meal plans are. There's 3 different options. All of them give you unlimited access to the cafeterias, which means you can go into one 20 times a day if you want. You also receive 6 combos per week, which you can get at any Sparties, or there's hot combos that you can get in the dining hall as well as at the Union. The Platinum plan is the most expensive. It's $3,374 per semester. It includes $300 of Spartan cash that you can use at nearby restaurants or at Sparty markets for your books if you get them at the Spartan bookstore or in the food court in the International Center. The Platinum plan also comes with 8 guest meal passes. They expire at the end of the semester though, but the money, the Spartan cash, sticks with you through graduation. Next is the Gold plan, which is $3,224 per semester. It only has $150 of Spartan cash and 4 guest meal passes. And then the Silver plan is $3,074 per semester, and there's no Spartan cash or guest passes.
So if you need any more information about any of these neighborhoods or to see 360 tours of any of the dorm buildings, you can go to liveon.msu.edu, go to the menu, and click on residence halls. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you need any tips on how to survive your freshman year at MSU, make sure to check out our other video. It'll be linked at the end of our video as well as in the comments.
You can comment down below any other questions you have. We'll do our best to respond to them or send you to somewhere with better answers.
Good luck and go green!
Go white!